Oil prices retreating today as the Biden administration reportedly plans to release 10 to 15 million barrels of oil from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. Well, joining us now is Dan Dicker, the Energy Word founder. Good to have you back on the show. So as we're seeing here, we're seeing WTI down about 3% today, Brent down about 1.8%. What do you make of where the oil markets are right now and the sort of factors that are weighing the heaviest on them?
Well, Rachelle, the fundamental picture for oil couldn't be more bullish. And I could stay with you for, a long time and tell you all the bullish factors that are in the market, Russia particularly, and their troubles with Ukraine. But in the last 3 months, the Biden administration, along with the Federal Reserve, has done a lot to dampen the prices of oil and gasoline. The Biden administration, by using these SPR releases, and the Federal Reserve, obviously, with their rate hikes, which have dampened all risk assets, and along with bringing the dollar a lot stronger, have basically said to traders, look, the United States wants gas prices to be low through the midterms, and they're going to take major steps to do that. And that has scared most traders out of their longs. And we've seen longs in the oil market disappearing since late July, and that continues despite, the OPEC cut of 2 million barrels a day. It made for a very, very short-lived rally in the oil market.
Very short-lived. And I love the words you write. Joe Biden is the greatest oil trader that ever lived. Why then was it such a short-lived rally? And why are we seeing prices right back down? Is it the Strategic Petroleum Reserve release?
Again, it's been all of these factors that have been going into it. And it's entirely my entire career in oil, where I have posited for decades now that financial inputs into markets like oil can have a more significant effect than even the fundamentals can for at least a short period of time. And this is how powerful these financial sort of tricks are in the oil markets. We've seen oil prices moderate more than 40% from a high of over $120 to under 80 before that OPEC announcement. And at least until these midterms are out of the way, the signals are to traders, don't get long, get out of the way, and let the United States and the central banks, not just the Federal Reserve, but the European central banks, jawbone with financial instruments these oil prices lower. In the end, it won't make a difference because there's a huge supply problem and oil prices will rebound to the upside and very strongly. But for a long time, you can make these inputs into the oil market and keep gas prices low. And we've seen they've been very, very successful.
So how long do you expect OPEC and OPEC Plus to really stay the course? A lot of people were surprised about the production cuts. Obviously, we're seeing what's happening with Ukraine and Russia. A lot of people saying, look, it seems as if OPEC and OPEC Plus taking Russia's side. Those sort of geopolitical dynamics, what does that mean for the longer outlook for oil prices?
Yeah, and I think that this is, you can see the frustration on the part of OPEC and the oil producers in the Mideast who rely on oil revenues for everything. And they see a fundamental picture that should allow them to get $110, $120, $130 a barrel, but are getting only $80 a barrel. And that is frustrating, and they know why it's happening, and they're trying to fight back to gain control of their market space. But for right now, the Federal Reserve and Joe Biden do have control of this oil market, which is why I kind of made a joke about Joe Biden being the greatest oil trader I've ever seen. He released oil, about 250 million barrels, and basically sold it into the marketplace at $110, $115. And now he's looking to buy it back for $80. Now, that's a heck of a trade on 250 million barrels. That's about $10 billion in profit he's going to make the United States. That's a pretty good trade. He's become a pretty good oil trader.
It was a relevant joke. So the midterms are less than 3 weeks away. Are we going to see a $100 barrel by the end of the year?
I don't know if it's by the end of the year, of course, because the recession talk is so massive, and therefore it does, put a damper on risk assets. But we will see sometime in 23, my prediction, new highs above $120 a barrel. The fundamental picture on oil is as bullish as I've seen in the 40 years I've been following it. And in the end, fundamentals will out. We will see those prices rise.
Now, a lot of people are wondering, does this necessarily mean we're going to see some more relief at the pump ahead of the midterms? We know that that's one of the main reasons we're seeing this release from the SPF. Do you think that's going to be the case?
Yeah, you're going to see prices. I mean, we've seen them basically moderate. A lot of people were screaming with their pants on fire when OPEC made that announcement for a 2 million barrel drop that gas prices would immediately shoot back to $5. But, we kind of knew that it was going to stay. It was an unsustainable rally. And so, now you're seeing, 360, 370 a gallon. I don't think you're going to see $4 in any shape or form before the midterms. And if it does get close to that, Biden will make another release of the SPR and chase more traders out of the market and drop prices, because that is the prime directive right now for the Democrats, to make sure that gas prices aren't what mess up for them a possible success in the midterm elections.
Sure, huge ramifications for the Democratic Party. Do you expect OPEC Plus to have a counter move?
That was their counter move, the 2 million barrels. And in fact, now that they've made that counter move, they will wait until after the midterms and see if the markets will start to respond to fundamentals. And if they don't respond to fundamentals, that won't be the last cut that they announce. And they will continue to cut prices until they feel they're going to get, the fundamental price that they think they deserve, which is triple digits and above.
That was my question. So post midterms, you could see a further cut from OPEC, yes?
They will cut. They will continue to cut until they see what they believe to be a fair fundamental price for oil, which is what they're not getting right now.
Wow. So this battle not over yet. Dan Dicker, the Energy Word. Good to see you, man. Good information. Thank you.